Hey everyone, Heartless here bringing you guys another StarCraft 2 daily match. Today it's going to be a Protoss vs. Protoss on Prion Terraces, and today I'm actually really excited. We have a special guest caster here with us tonight. It is Vampy Worm. Go ahead and say hi.
Hello everyone.
How are you doing tonight?
Just wonderful. I love casting for YouTube.
It's awesome, isn't it? It's so nice. Alright, let's go ahead and jump on into it. Spawning in the top left-hand corner. Playing as our blue Protoss, it is Lilbow.
And bottom right corner of the map, let's say top, bottom left, but it's bottom right. He's our red Protoss player, ShoWTimE. I don't know if he's actually on the team. I don't think he is, according to this, but he might be.
I do not believe Lilbow is actually on a team right now. I believe he is just solo right now.
Ah, I see.
So
they're both solo.
Actually, is Lilbow? I'm trying to think. I honestly can't remember. It doesn't matter right now. We're on a PvP. The fun thing about this one is actually this match is from DreamHack, and I didn't get a chance to see this one, so I do not know what is going to happen, so I'm looking forward to this. But one thing I do think that is of note is the fact that both of them have actually elected to go with the exact same opener, which is a Gateway Expand. So both of them went for their Gateway first and Nexus next. What do you think about this?
Gateway Nexus. That's I think it's pretty standard. There's nothing really odd about that. It's basically what I've done so far in PvP, so pretty normal. I think I don't know yet.
Yeah, it's one of the more standard things. It's kind of like a Reaper Expand on a TVZ in a way. It's kind of one of the most used openings that there is, except for possibly Nexus first. But even when you go Nexus first as opposed to Gateway then Nexus, it's not a huge difference between the two. So relatively speaking, they're going to be equal, and they both got Adept coming out. So yeah, right now we just have identical build orders. I'm actually curious to see with what kind of tech they go with. And ShoWTimE elects to go for a Twilight Council.
Yeah, we should see them, both of them actually probably getting a robo here shortly.
And also Lilbow did too. He actually went down just about the same time.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's pretty common.
Yep. It's. I'm just kind of. I'm more intrigued in the sense that both of them have gone with the same build all the way up to this point. They're like literally identical almost.
I do see one deviation. The Lilbow does take his gas, which I think he have more tech heavy because he has have 3 gases at this point with that gas included. And
yeah.
we do see DT Shrine, so we will see very tech heavy out of him, which I like.
Well, for ShoWTimE, he's definitely going to make sure that he gets that robo out because, oh, he goes for a Dark Shrine of his own.
This could get awkward very fast.
This is kind of like when you have the bully bullying the bully who is bullying the first bully, right?
Yeah.
It just gets really awkward because they just start talking crap to each other, and in this sense they're talking crap in the form of Dark Shrine, where neither of them have gotten a robotics facility. Okay, there it goes. The robotics facility for Lilbow finally goes down, but he better get an observer out of there first.
Yeah, the only reason why Lilbow is a little bit ahead is because he cut his moisture core timing a little bit. As we noticed, like he knows how ShoWTimE's moisture core was a little bit late, and his DT Shrine was late. That's because he built extra probe, or his moisture core time, which is generally late compared to what Lilbow was. Because Lilbow cut his moisture core by a good like 5 seconds or so, which doesn't make that big a difference, but it does make his DT Shrine that much faster. And that robo should be done though.
That's a very interesting point. I didn't actually notice that the mothership core was delayed by a little bit. Very interesting indeed. Now, is he going to get the observer out first? Do it. Observer first, dude. Yes. Okay. Now, the question is ShoWTimE going to get an observer too? Yes. Okay, good.
Yeah, they're both got observers. I'm not expecting anything different. It would be really dumb of them to actually get an immortal or anything other than an observer. I like how he does block. ShoWTimE blocks the DDs from coming in by a whole positioning his soccer. DDs just run move command.
Well, and that's such great game presence too, because he knew that this was most likely going to come. And so being able to buy a couple extra seconds for this observer to come out is such a crucial thing and such a crucial play to make, because if you don't actually get that observer out, you're toast. Those DTs will come in and just absolutely wreck your mineral lines.
Yeah, DTT in Lobel's base now gonna get some couple probe kills. Should about 3. I would imagine before he goes down 3 or 4, maybe more. Nope, it is 4. Oh yeah, that DT stuck around pretty well too.
Yeah, the DT's actually, yeah, it was 4 kills. He got 4 kills off of that. That was pretty good.
And let's see what we got. We have Blink is ahead here for Lobo too. Everything at Prim is just basically ahead by just a little bit more. Except for his 3rd. But he does have Blink done.
Yeah, with Blink being done, I think we're going to see Lilbow come in and do a little bit of pressure against ShoWTimE. And I think, honestly, I think a little bit more pressure against his mineral line, against his economy is what he needs, even if it's sacrificing a couple stalkers. I think a few Blink stalkers with an observer, you know, blink in, get a couple probe kills, blink out, keep doing that a little bit of pressure, ShoWTimE, keep him back on his side of the map to where he can't move out. I think you can't go wrong with something like that. Or at least if you do, it's not too often that you do.
Most time in PvP though, you just see, at least I'd see players in PvP snipe to 3rd with just a Blink stalkers and blink out right away. Do a little poke damage, blink out. Do the poke damage, blink out. Because that way you keep the Protoss contained, and you can't do anything on the map with Prisms until that Blink stalker is taken care of. Because behind the Blink stalker, you can take up the Disruptors, you can take up anything you want, Archon Charge, whatever your fancy is for PvP. And we just see ShoWTimE. Where are your Hearing High Templar? Interesting. So I wonder if we'll see Archons from the High Templar? I would assume we would. I don't see why it would be Storm.
More likely than not, it's gonna be Archons, because you don't see Storm all that often. You do see it every now and then, but you don't see it as often as you would in, say, like a PVT.
Yeah, you see, there was a little poke here down ShoWTimE's 3rd. I almost said 4th, but I've been completely wrong. And we see High Templar being warped in here. There's one sentry for Lilbow. Lilbow should be okay. Charge is finished though. He needs to be careful of engaging in that and not get trapped or get surrounded by those zealots.
Zealot Charge is so good when you have it to back it up with Archons, because Zealot Archon just hits so freaking hard. And that is one of the difficult things to deal with, especially in a matchup as volatile as PvP. Because let's face it, it is one of the more volatile matchups in the sense that when it begins to snowball, it begins to snowball faster than pretty much any other matchup there is.
Yeah, ShoWTimE does have a +1 upgrade lead as well. So yeah, I think he's going to try to press that advantage. He will spot the Warp Prism, which will be a good pickup for him. And he should open, keep some units home. Yoshikar should be at home at his 3rd, going to his main, it looks like. And these charge lights will do a same amount of damage.
One of the benefits that Lilbow has for this, though, as long as he can bide his time enough, is the fact that there's a Disruptor coming out. It's almost done, too. I like the choice for Disruptors, but I think it might just be a little bit too late. Because here he comes. ShoWTimE charges in. The Zealots just aren't getting able to get enough of the surface area, though. Good force field, and now these Stalkers are able to use their range to start raining down terror on these Zealots, and ShoWTimE has to push back.
Yeah, I rather, if ShoWTimE was in position, I think he was thinking about it, like, I should probably went to the main and try to bust on something there. Because Zealots could trap the units in the 3rd, too, for a long time. Even though there's a Disruptor there, it shouldn't be that much of a problem, because I don't think the Disruptor can get out. It's kind of trapped
it is blocked. The Disruptor is blocked. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, the gauge does go down. We just see Zealots getting hit on hold position, actually, which is, I don't know, different. I've never seen one a Protoss hold position is Zealots like that. Unless it's for the Zealots not getting surrounded on any pylon whatsoever. Which is interesting.
I would love to see ShoWTimE. There he goes. He takes down the pylon. Now the Disruptor should be able to get a shot off. But he snipes the Robo Bay. Nice pick off for ShoWTimE.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that placement was. That's really bad placement from Lilbow's part. It's like he went to bait him in there, but he didn't have that composition to do it. Which is a big mistake. He's behind for Disruptors for a bit. If he's actually still can get Disruptors after it's finished again.
That's a lot of Zealots. I mean, that is so many Zealots. That's actually really scary. And especially with their +1, they're about to be +2 here in just a few, I'd probably say in about a minute. Those Zealots deal a lot of damage. I think Lilbow's got to be careful with this because ShoWTimE, it just keeps pressuring at his door, and he's bringing out so many units. He has to be really careful here. They're pretty even on in terms of economy, but other than that, ShoWTimE's army is much more powerful.
I don't know about more powerful. They're pretty even, I think. Oh, we're gonna find out here shortly. I think the disruptor hits will be more than enough from Lilbow to actually take care of this army. You do see him joining him out here with disruptor hits, which is very nice. Archon's doing all that damage off a front for biological, and let's go after the stalkers. This will be cleaned up here from Lilbow pretty easily too, might I add. Because there's just so many stalkers and not enough zealots to take care of this army. I think anyway.
But those Archons are just so strong, and those stalkers are Yeah, the zealots did melt away. But those Archons were taking so much damage. But I think the key thing about all of that was the range that those Stalkers had, being able to shut that down. So while the Archons for Lilbow take the damage from the Archons, take the damage from the Zealots, that the Stalkers were able to just shoot the Zealots down. That was actually a really good engagement from Lilbow.
Yeah, Lilbow played up pretty well there, better than what I could have.
Honestly,
way better than I could have.
I was kind of worried for Lilbow there, and I shouldn't have been. Even with even with the upgrade advantage that he had there for a minute, it's not going to have been enough. At this point, though, I mean, it's not really game changing. It's in a way, it was kind of just each side lowers their army numbers. What do you think Lilbow needs to do in order to win?
Push all Tempests come out, or Phoenixes, or wherever he gets out of that Stargate or Stargates. Notice this is a good transition right now from ShoWTimE to what's this, a drop? We have a drop. And what's in that drop? DTs? Zealots.
4 Zealots. I would not be surprised to see some DTs warp in here, though, too. Along with the DT here for ShoWTimE, just chilling, ready to get some probe kills. He's going to go ahead and get a couple. Gets 1, 2, 3. He gets 4 probe kills for his troubles. Not bad at all, while the other Zealots warping.
Observer. Where is Lilbow's observer at? It's nowhere in sight, and there's a multi-pronged attack going on right now from ShoWTimE, which is very nicely executed. You see zealots in the main wrecking havoc. 17 probes have died so far from this attack.
This is a crazy drop by ShoWTimE. I mean, this is a fantastic, fantastic job being able to kind of hinder Lilbow's production now, because now he's gone. He lost 20 probes in that engagement. That's huge. Like, I don't want to be an absolutist here, but that's a huge pickoff in terms of economy.
Yeah, and ShoWTimE does have a really big economy right now. His economy just skyrocketed that gold base is being taken.
Well, not only just that, but his production is really going to start taking off.
Although I don't try to cut you off like that, but I don't know why he made Phoenixes when he saw a bunch of Archons. That boggles my mind.
I honestly don't know.
I don't know if it's just pick up disruptors.
It might have been to pick up any immortals, or possibly to pick off the War Prism.
I don't know. I feel like they're dead weight though.
But here we go. ShoWTimE charges in, and there's a lot of immortals doing a lot of damage here. Time Warp goes down. The Phoenixes are able to lift off a couple of the Stalkers to negate some of their damage, but that's just so many Stalkers and so much DPS from Lilbow. He's just charging in and just wrecking havoc on these immortals for ShoWTimE.
Yeah, at ShoWTimE really, his drop was overcommitted, I think, before, and his army size plummeted a little bit. He had a little window where he's vulnerable, and then Lilbow took it. That's about the only thing that happened there, and time for that window is pretty much over. Because at this point, ShoWTimE has recovered a little bit more, and his +3 is done.
And a nice pickoff on that War Prism back at the third base of Lilbow, too. Good job for Lilbow, just holding him back. Wow, I think if Lilbow is going to have a chance in this, though, because his economy keeps plummeting, he has to take this third base down for ShoWTimE. If he doesn't, he's toast. Because the production for ShoWTimE is really going to start kicking in, and it's going to kick in soon. Because +3 weapons is already done. He's now working on +1 armor. His upgrades are going to be far more superior than Lilbow, because Lilbow just doesn't have enough to supply everything.
That engagement was so poorly done. It's safe to observe, but all of his, one of his DTs are alive. They're not what you want to see at all. We see 4 observers on the field and 2 DTs. He needs to save those DTs.
But
he really put that backwards for that fight.
Is Lilbow closing in enough damage, though? I don't know if he is. Like, okay, these DTs getting to work. He has to be really careful to make sure to keep them alive and try and do as much damage as he can to the economy here. But, okay, the DT dies. I think Lilbow finds himself in a very precarious situation now.
Because this is much all in from Lilbow.
The
GG
and
is
yeah,
called.
there it is. There it is. GG. Wow. Good job on ShoWTimE holding that attack at the third base. If he didn't hold that, that might have actually equalized the game, but unfortunately, it just wasn't enough. Wow. Good game.
Hey, good game indeed.
All right. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed the cast. I hope you guys enjoyed what you saw. Make sure to follow Vampyworm. With Vampyworm, you do have a YouTube channel, right?
I do, but I never upload anything to it. Everything I do is on Twitch.
Follow Vampyworm on Twitch. I will have a link to his channel down below. Make sure to follow him. He has really great analysis. Very, very good just a knowledge of the game in general. That's one of the things I've always liked about you, man, is you really know what's what. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Make sure to, once again, go ahead and follow him on Twitch. Make sure to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. And also remember to go check out EnidProductions.com. We'll see you next time. Peace out.